What it be, y'all? Once again, Resident 47, and today I'm bringing y'all one of my handful of anniversary reviews I'll be dropping this year. It's 2023. Albums are gonna be turning 25 years old from 1998, and albums from 1993 are gonna be turning 30 years old. I'll even be doing like a few 2018 5-year reviews because a lot of my favorite albums of all time are from that year as well as 98 and 93, of course. And today I'm dropping a review on my favorite album from 1998. Also capitalizing on the last video I just did, ranking this artist's discography from their prime label run. And the artist I'm talking about is Twiztid, with their debut LP, Mostasteless, was dropped back on August 4th, 1998. But I can't wait till fucking 6 months just to review this album. This album means too much to me to wait that long. I'm doing it now. So I would tell the tale of like how, these two guys, Jamie Madrox and Monoxide Child, how they met and formed House of Crazies, but that'd be way too fucking long. So I'll just fast forward through it. So House of Crazies, you know who they were. Three-piece group. Jamie Madrox, known as Mr. Bones. Monoxide Child, known as Hectic, and they had the ROC, which stands for Raps on Contact. Now, they formed in 92. They broke up in 97 because, Bones and Hectic, they were getting fucked out of money by their manager and his unpronounceable last name. But they invited ROC to join them on Psychopathic Records because they were just getting off tour with ICP on their Great Malenko tour. But ROC turned that down, and he went to form Half Breed with Scraps, which is some underrated wicked shit right there. I might review that in the future. So Jamie and Paul, they gave Jay a 3-track demo, and he lost his fucking mind hearing what they were making, and he signed them immediately. Now, their original name was going to be called ISI, which stands for Infamous Superstars Incorporated, and that will have also included a rapper from Psycho C. His name was Psycho C, also in Two Crazy Devils with Scraps, now known to the world as Blaze Your Dead Homie. So that was going to be the original plan for the group, but Jay hated the ISI name, so he came up with a new name, Twiztid, Twiztid, spelled that way. And Mr. Bones, he changed his name to Jamie Madrox, which was named after a Marvel Comics character. And Hectic renamed himself to the Monoxide Child. So they got to work on this record at Mike Clark's Funhouse studio, recording between there and the disc, which was like ICP's demo hut. So August 4th, 1998 comes around. They drop their debut album right here, Mostasteless. And there are like 3 different covers of this album in 2 different versions. Both versions have exclusive songs to their respectable release. I'll be reviewing all songs from all versions just to commemorate the entire record itself. And I'll go through my Mostasteless collection right here, show off the artwork and all that cool shit right now. So here we go. First up, we got the standard original release that came out in 98. You got Jamie Madrox, Monoxide, black hoodies, standing in front of the portal. I love that Twiztid logo with it's all big with the flames and shit. One of my favorite album covers of all time, and I love how this looks. I just love looking at this cover. So you're probably not gonna be able to read that, but it says Twiztid Mostasteless, and then on the back you got the track list with like some weed and like some MRIs of a brain. All that cool shit. Open it up, and there's the CD itself. I fucking love that. Just the pic of them from the cover with a blue tint over it, black background. That's so 90s hip hop right there. I love it. And then everyone knows this, the Brain Dead lyric shit, referencing Jamie's Mr. Bones Sacrifice album. And make sure I open this up the right way because I gotta cover something up. All right, so first up, you get your credits, thank yous, shouts, and all that. And it's all like on a picture of like a fucking dead body, which is fucking dope. And this shit right here, this is what I was saying I had to censor. Let me get this ready. All right, so here you go. I know everyone knows this pic. It's a bitch getting her head chopped off. She's got like a twisted tie on her left titty, which I have to cover up for obvious reasons. But I think this is from like a movie right here. That's what I heard. So that's pretty fucking cool. And then right here you got like random, but you got like the stages of pregnancy, which is fucking crazy. And then more brain scans, and you got that picture from the liner notes in color. And I have no idea what the fuck this is right here. If anyone knows what this is, drop it in the comments because I can never figure that out. But that's a pretty grimy booklet. I fucking love it. And then, so that's the 1998 retail cover. And then when they went on tour for this album, they put out an exclusive variant, which is known as the infamous Fetus cover. Now, this was grabbed from the X-Files show. And it's just a Siamese twin fetus with black wings. That's fucking sick. And you got this rare Twiztid ice logo, which looks pretty cool. And this is not an official copy. I just bootlegged this on Kanaki because I'm not paying $400 for this. But yeah, they wrote the track list in like in a different font, so it's clearer to read. The same thing with the spine. And on the inside, that's what the disc looks like. It's just the cover. And then you got this pig right here. Now, something that's like dope about like the Fetus cover is that the booklet in here is completely fucking different from the retail one that everyone knows. There's like different pics of Twiztid in there, but just a bootleg. So there's videos out there showing off what's in that booklet, so you can go check that out. And then I also have the Fetus cover on cassette. Now this was put out back in 2016 through a Twiztid shop. They did like a reissue campaign with like this. They did like House of Crazy's Homebound and Green Book. So I'll show off what this looks like. It's on a blue shell, which looks really fucking dope. I actually played this like once just to hear what it sounds like. And then I'll go through the J card. Fuck it. It's basically this shit. It's basically the same as like the original CD booklet, but I'll try to get this up close so you can read this. But I like this note they put on here. It says, what does it say? Cover note: this, we took the birth defect picture from the X-Files. It's just a prop. It's not real. If you're offended by this, go fuck yourself. That's hard. And the booklet itself, like on the artwork, is just the same as the original. And I wish they would have put like the Fetus artwork on that instead. But let me get this back in here. And then, as y'all know, there are two different versions of this. That was original. It came out in 1998. Then in 1999, they signed with Island Def Jam and put out again with some different artwork and some different songs. Right here, this was done by, I forgot the motherfucker's name. I should have written it in my notes, but done by the Chaos Comic people. Y'all know. And then on the back, you got like I like how they did this. There's like two different portals. Like one goes to hell, and then the other one goes to heaven. That's fucking dope. And then you got like the gatekeeper right there, or whatever you want to say. Oh, and I'll show the spine right here. Way clearer to read than the original. It's written bigger. And then right here you got the this is like what started the whole like Twisted Faces thing. Right here. And then on the back, that's a really dope pic of like drawing a Twiztid. That's really realistic. I like how they did that. And I like how they wrote the Twiztid font real big, like on the original. And then I'll go through the booklet on the reissue. So you got your credits, a dope pic of Twiztid. Right here, there's some more thank yous. Love that right there. Big Money Hustles ad. Fucking love that movie. And then the very first reference to Dark Lotus. Tales from Von Jane Monoxide Child, Chucky Tito, Jimmy Madrox. Together formed the sinister group known as Dark Lotus. And then on the back, fuck. All right. More Chaos Comic artworks. I think this is supposed to tell a story. I have no idea what it is. Someone out there probably has figured it out. But that's some pretty dope artwork. Now, answer the question, which cover... Oh, shit, let me get this. All right. Which cover do I like best? Do I like the Island one? Do I like the Fetus? Or the Portal? What's my favorite cover? This. I love this cover. Like I said, I fucking love looking at it. I did top 20 album covers like last year, and I think this might have made the list. I don't remember though. But that's my Mostasteless collection. And one more thing, I got a couple posters right here. These are not the originals. These are the represses, but you got the Outer Space poster, which I'm using for the background. And then you got the fucking lightning poster. So that's my entire Mostasteless collection. Go ahead and shut this off. And I wasted like 11 minutes doing an introduction. So no more bullshitting. Let's just get down to breaking down the record. All right, so track 1 is Twiztid, the intro. It's a dope load up for the album. 47-second intro with like a very desolate atmosphere. Got that sound bite with Vajay yelling, Twiztid. You got some pianos, like a choir, and like a bunch of other crazy sounds. It does a job of warming you up and getting your attention. And hold on, I don't want to get copyrighted. Let me turn this down a little bit. This was actually produced by Mike Clark. So that's the intro. Then we go to the first full song on the album, which is Secondhand Smoke. One of my favorite signing tracks of all time, and one of the biggest staples in Twiztid and psychopathic history. That beat Scott Summer came up with was like super futuristic and trippy with like some boom bap drums. And Madrox set off is just iconic. I represent the east side, no peace. Fuck the police. We tell you to increase the deceased at least. Fucking fire. Model kills the other half of the verse too. And you know, everyone knows that free your mind, breathe it in, secondhand smoke. With the Invoke sample. Yeah. Magdog kills the second verse too. He says, hope your speakers 8 ohms or they did blown if they yard to this motherfucker up in mash on. And out of sight like concealed weapons and drug trades, barricading the door for the raid and in the shade. Monoxide heart ends it off on a hard note too with the cigarettes, blood smoke, I love the smell. Play hate me cause I smoke burn in hell. Fucking classic song. Everyone, people think of Twiztid. This is like one of the first songs they think of, rightfully so. And they did a video for this back in like 2017 for their 20-year fucking campaign. So you can go check that out. And we're gonna move on to track 3 now. Die Motherfucker Die. One of the hardest fucking songs I ever heard in my life. Scott Sumner came up with like another boom bap beat. This one has like a jazzy cityscape feeling to it. That's the image it gives me. The drums bang on a good system too. And Monoxide steps up and burns shit down in that first verse. And the chorus on this song is so hard. It goes like, die, motherfucker, die. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. Love it. It's simple, but it's fucking, oh my God. And then Madrox kills his fucking verse too. I have to recite this whole thing because it's nothing but facts. The president is prejudiced against you and me. Then he taking half our money and be chilling tracks free. And if you ask me, that's another smack in the face. We need to burn the White House and piss in his face. And every judge should do a minimum of 20 to life. If they can dish it, they can take it. Tell me that ain't right. And every cop should be beat like Rodney King. Non-stop from the summer till it turn to spring. Oh, I fucking love that. Oh my God. Madrox went fucking in on that shit. And then Monoxide fucking kills it too. My life is falling to pieces. Fuck you, I hope you die. In the casket where I lie. And bone my body so I won't attract flies. In my eyes a look of terror. Cold as ice. So what if I slit my wrist once or twice? Fuck. Man, I love this song. It's one of my fucking favorites that are like shared between both versions. And I mention that because the track lists start differing right here. All right, now on track 4 on the OG, you get Smoke Break. It's just like a 30-second interlude with like someone hitting a blunt, and then this nice beat drops in, and you just get like this chant. If you smoke bud, then say hell yeah, smoke, hell yeah, smoke, hell yeah. That's all there is to it. Now, let me get back to it. Fuck. All right, now we go on to track 4 on the reissue, which is another Twiztid staple, Rock the Dead. This is like a staple at their live shows, especially. You know how they do it. The lights go out, they come back out and play this as an encore. This was a lot of Ninja's intro to Twiztid because it was on that Fat Wax sampler with like I think it had like some Juggle Brothers songs in there too. But Madrox kills his verse on this. He says, walk through the time flux hand in hand with clear minds. Thoughts are harmonious like the rhythm of wind chimes. Love that. And then the chorus is a definite Juggalo mosh pit moment. Monoxide, his verse is dope too. Semetary walks a grave digging, sacrifice another victim. And then Madrox is talking on the bridge is dope. He says like the day probably outnumber the living 10,000 to 1. 100 years from now, we'll be dead. So fuck that. I'ma rock with the motherfucking dead. It's a classic song. Everybody knows it. And ICP, their label mates, they're masters at like making anthem songs. And Twiztid matched them from the start with Rock the Dead. They definitely knew what they had to do. So that's track 4 on the reissue Rock the Dead. Then this next track, though, my God. One of the greatest hip-hop songs of all time. I'll say that right now. Track 5 on the reissue, on the OG. Murder, Murder, Murder. Okay, Twiztid are exiled from the fucking hip-hop world just because they were on ICP's label and they have painted faces and they rap about stabbing people. But this right here is a song that any hip-hop head can get into. It sounds like some 95 New York boom bap. You know, it's originally House of Crazy's track, so they cut out the ROC's verse. And I personally think it flows better without his verse, personally, even though I think it's dope. And he provided the beat for this song, which was jacked from a group called Cemetery Slaves for this song, Life or Death. It's just like an underground 12-inch, so, you know, but Twiztid made that beat them for their own. I mean, everyone knows that. But those drums, dude, I fucking love the drums on that beat. And of course, the Method Man sampled the murder, murder, murder. And the storytelling here, though, is what really makes the song so legendary. Monoxide's breaking into his baby mama's house at night, stabs her to death because he can't see his kids because of her. There she go. There that bitch lay. Living on this earth to my dismay, time to pay. Pop the sweating about the vomit. I got a knife out of my belt and jab it in her stomach again and again. And now she's screaming like I care, but I could give a fuck less. Before she dies, I grab her by her blood-soaked hair. Oh my God, that's fucking amazing. Madrox goes in and he steals this shit. He's on that same shit Monoxide's on, but he is a lot more detailed. Like he hot wires a car with a crowbar to get there. And I've always loved how he said this line. So far the plan's foolproof. Call from the phone booth. Got the message machine. Nobody's on the scene. Kicked in that back door 134. Looking for the family dog Thor. And then he pistol whips the dog and breaks its neck and pisses on the kitchen tile. And then he goes into his girl's bedroom and starts jerking off in there. And that's just so funny how he did that. Then when she gets home, he channels this inner Michael Myers, strangles her to death with the phone cord, just like he did on the first Halloween movie. And, man, I fucking love this song. One of my favorite songs of all time across all genres. This should be like a song that like every hip-hop head knows, but, again, them being on Psychopathic, that will never happen. But, man, what a fucking song. Like, what else needs to be said about this that hasn't been said already? It's a song that speaks for itself. All right? Motherfucking masterpiece. And now we're going to go up to track 5 on the reissue. Spin the Bottle, featuring ICP. Dope sex track right here, man. I know from my other videos I've seen of other juggalos talking about it. This was a hit with the juggalettes back then. And all four take turns spin like some perverted riz to the bitches. And I think mine was my favorite verse. Like, this shit he's saying right now as I'm playing it. I lasso you up and then I jump on your back. I needs no saddle, I just sits on my nutsack. And Madrox, I love when he does that. Baby, baby, bitch, bitch, let me get some Ned in. Trying to leave your nut stains on your mama's bed. And the ending's pretty funny too, where like it's like this thing is where the bottle never lands on Madrox and he's getting pissed, so he forces Abyss to touch his ass. He's like, "You better touch my shit. I know where you live." I love that. So yeah, what a fucking great song. ICP killed it too, of course. So now we're gonna move up to track 6 on the OG, which is also on the reissue, first day out 98, covering track 4 on the first Joker's card, Carnival of Carnage, obviously. And I think this shit rules over the ICP version, in my opinion. A lot of people would say the same thing, but not nowadays because of, you already know. But I think they took one of the weaker songs on Carnival of Carnage and made it a fucking classic here. I will review like all the cards on the first deck one day. Hopefully that will be sometime soon. But Mike Clark produced this. He updates the beat for them. The drums and the pianos are so good here. And I love how Madrox flips the lyrics on here. Like a simple one here where Jay originally says, "Ain't been in the car long and the Fago's almost gone." Madrox flips that and says, "Ain't been in the Who ride long and the 2 liter of moon mist is almost gone." Being more specific. And another favorite is where Jay says, "If I had hit it, you would have been on free, but now you're coming home with me." Madrox flips that and says, "Nah, I wanna fuck, so we headed to my house. Fuck sitting with your parents on the couch." That's fucking, again, I just love how he's more specific with these lyrics. You know, I love how Twiztid redid like the Mac mode breakdown. Instead of Shaggy, it's Monoxide. Jay's yelling in the background too. Yeah, man. I'd say this is the best Juggalo cover song of all time right here. And one of my favorite hip-hop cover songs of all time. I don't fucking care. They took like the weakest song on the first Joker's card and made it a classic, like I said. So let me get a hit of water real quick, then we'll move on to the next song. Taking a shit. Though. Alright, now this right here could be my favorite on the reissue. Oh my god, Blink. One of my favorite songs of all time in all genres as well. This is how you do the wicked shit. Monoxide and Madrox going back and forth, trading off on like all the evil visions they see when their eyes are opened and when their eyes are closed. And Jay sings them an amazing chorus, you know, "Show me what lies just beyond my eyes. Would you take me to the world where my spirit flies? Tell me, is it really fact or a pack of lies? Show me what's beyond my eyes." Madrox, though, on this shit, though, I don't know what he was fucking smoking when he wrote these verses, but Jesus Christ. Oh my god. This is probably my favorite not vocal, but lyrical performance Jay Madrox has ever done. He's on some completely other shit, here. "When I close my eyes, my body's paralyzed, engulfed in the swarm by the Lord of the Flies. My eyes stay closed, my temperature falls, my bed starts shaking, blood dripping from the walls." I love that. And like, you know, everybody I'm sure in school has read that fucking book, Lord of the Flies. I know I have. And Lord of the Flies is also a term for the devil. So that was dope. Now, Monoxide keeps up with Jamie on this one, though. "When I open my eyes, I'm hoping everybody dies. Mission will accomplish when the carnival arrives. When I open my eyes, the dead will resurrect, and we gon' issue bitches with palms a slit neck." But, oh my god. Madrox pitch cap this year right here. He had him at a stalemate saying this. "When I close my eyes, I see hell turn to ice. Starving little children feeding on the rats and mice. My eyes stay closed, angels fall from the sky. They said that it rains every time God cries." Oh my fucking god. Dude. Fucking amazing. And this is some of the best songwriting I've ever heard in my life. And Jamie Madrox is in my top 5 MCs of all time. Yeah. And I listen to a lot of different hip hop, so he is a motherfucker. And Monoxide, though, he comes back with a fucking right hook on this next verse. "When I open my eyes, I'm steady falling out of grace, contacted by the beast of the flames and pure hate. When I open my eyes, I know I'm better off dead, still looking for a way to cut off my own head." This song plays out like a battle rap of like who can spit the eviler shit. And it's got some Dark Lotus vibes written all over it. It feels like a sequel to Echo Side just with Twiztid themselves. So That is Blink. Fucking standout right there. And speaking of standout, we're going to go to track 7 back on the OG. Somebody Dissin U. This is just a song made purely for the hip hop heads. Monoxide and Mad Dog soon they can do his lyricist right here. Beats really dope with those backmash drums and that fucking vocal sample. Mono's ruthless on this. Heads get cracked with baseball bats. I love the sound it makes when it pings. I even love it when my ears ring. Stop on suckers in a second. Leave you with no sign of recollection. Rearrange your whole memory section. Disease infection overnight. I die slowly. Covered in corn stalks protected by the oak trees. Oh my god. But again, Mad Dogs had him on this one. Half of the world is corrupt and alive, other half is depressed and they want to die. ISI, why ask why? Realize that the killer ain't no face, look him in his eyes for your body dies. I'm gonna grab your soul straight up out your chest. Put it in my black glass jaw with all the rest of the competition. Plant rise with precision. Oh my god, he just never stops flowing on this song. Fucking insane. Yo, fuck a beat cause I rock a cappella. Crazy ass fella. Used to fuck Cinderella in the back of the pumpkin coach. Smoking roach after roach. Fuck her all night and in the morning, make me French toast coast to coast. Draw up nods like a teacher. ISI and this bitch, we play the preachers. Fucking, just insane. And as you heard, they were name dropping ISI on this song. This is like one of the very first songs they made after House of Crazy broke up. And Blaze also has a verse that was left off the album version. Yeah, you can get that on the Cryptic Collection 1 album, which is also pretty good. He kills it. But, man, Somebody Dissin U, one of my fucking favorite songs of all time as well. Like, I'll be saying that about a lot of tracks on this record. Like, Mostasteless is just a fucking Leviathan. So that's track 7 on the OG, Somebody Dissin U. And now we're going to track 8 on the OG, which is, oh my god. This year right here, this is one, like, this was like the first Psychopathic posse cut right here. Meat Cleaver, featuring Misery and ICP. One of my standouts on the album. Twiztid signing, going back and forth on the first verse. Madrox rips shit up immediately. Like, I love how he comes in with, like, I'm rolling with the psychopathic, make a movie, stick it drastic, leaving motherfuckers and cats to rap the rattles, plastic, co psychosomatic, and schizophrenic lunatics, holding my balls, we know what you goes, the tip of my dick. Leaving motherfuckers wrapped in Reynolds plastic, the wrapping bodies up in tinfoil and burning them by the sunlight. That's fucking hard. And then Monoxide goes in, it ain't shit, bitch, believe that. Suckers claiming they pay and can't win to handle their weed tax. I leave trapped, leaving no conscience in a stupid what. Fucking Smith & Wesson, I can grab the Ruger wad. Right before I shoot ya, I snap your back like I was Lex Luger, chronic weed abuser. And then Madrox kills it again. Misery kills his first with like a Spanglish flow. Pulled out my blade, counted him like a manzana. And most of his verse Spanish, so I couldn't really quote much. But ICP, they're on the third verse, going back and forth as well. And the J's verse, everyone quotes this. I paint my face like a clown. Other times I paint it like Sting and come down the rafters up at the mall and throw old folks to the ropes and chop their throats. And man, that beat Mikey Clark did for this shit too. One of my favorite beats he ever did. Like, those guitars when the chorus kicks in are amazing. Running with a meat cleaver, yo. And if you missed it, the name is Twiztid. Running with a meat cleaver, yo. Boricua misery, 𝚂𝚎𝚎𝚌𝚒. I love this song. It's one of those tracks that put me in a good mood whenever I put it on. It's hard to believe this is 25 years old. Like, Jesus Christ. Classic song right here. And then moving up to track 9 on the OG. What's on both versions too. How does it feel? Another dope song, more dope wicked shit. I like that stereo test record sample in the beginning and how it like keeps skipping. Madrox owns his track. He does most of the rapping on here though. Mama baby mind broken, went out of control, smashed the remote control through television screen, blaming on the movie or dream. It's all the same mind games, leaving prodigies paralyzed. Swollen little brain mesmerized, then he dies. Left alone in the world full of hate, body rots away while his mind incubates. That man. Madrox went real lyrical on this shit. But Monoxide though, nervous breakdown in the middle of the street. People just kept moving their feet. Treated like a freak, so how am I supposed to act? So when you see me, motherfucker, be prepared for the axe. And no one knows how the song ends. Cuts off midway through Madrox's verses, and Twiztid finished that song or this song on the Continuous Evolution album. It's on that song. That's why they all hate us more than you ever know. That's like the full verse before it cuts off. It plays out like this: "Got a migraine headache. My stomach hurts. Now I'm looking for sedatives, buying drugs inside a church." Fucking dope. And he like his full verse on that song, obviously written in '98, but 𝚂𝚎𝚕 obviously wrote a new verse. But that's a different seminar. I love the song. I love the beat Scott Sumner made for this. It's so cinematic. And and also like Madrox's imagery is very vivid as well, so it works perfectly. So that's How Does It Feel? Fucking great song. Now we go to track 10, another OG exclusive. Actually, the last one, I think. She Ain't Afraid. This is definitely the most sexually graphic song I've ever heard in my life, and I've heard some crazy shit. I'm usually not big on like sexual shit in hip hop unless it's like DJ Quick or someone that's really good at pulling it off. But this is an exception. Psychopathic's always been good at like doing good sex tracks for the most part, and the skin to start is pretty funny. It's like they're talking over like a porno sample, and man, this shit is next level perverted. Monoxide, that's my favorite verse. Get started, legs parted. I hit it so hard the pussy farted, and now it's time to depart it. She took the rubber off and then she shoved it in her mouth. It felt like it came from down south. Know about it. And I rubbed my dick in cocaine and freak some nasty shit. There's no limits on this song at all, man. Jamie kills it too with some smooth riffs in his verse. Tell me how it feel when I push it all in. Eyes roll in the back of your head as you start to grin. If sex was a sin, then a wicked bitch you'd be. The creepy ass titties and an eerie ass pussy. But Shaggy at the end. Oh my god. His shit talking steals the whole song. He's like, I get a fucking 900-pound bitch and then from the back. Wrap her legs backwards into a box of crap and go to work. And like he says you know what I'm saying? He says like a million times, which is, it makes it twice as funny because he's like, he's losing his fucking mind as he's talking his shit, which is so fucking funny. Oh, this song's wild. She Ain't Afraid. Great song. I don't know if it's my favorite sex track of all time. That's probably Prophylactic Tactics on Not As We Believe in God. But if not that, then this. It's so just off the wall. Back to the grimy shit with this next track, though. This is a song that I think it's so like downplayed and like slept on. One of the hardest fucking songs on this album. What the fuck? Oh my god. This makes me want to do something to somebody. On the original version of this album, it starts out with like a sample from Halloween 3. These dudes like throwing Molotov cocktails at a house. Last Halloween for them. And then that was taken off the reissue for sample clearances. But this beat is fucking crazy. I love when gunshot samples are used in beats. It's just something that's like a weakness of mine. Madrox kills his verse. He disses their House of Crazy manager. And he makes a dope like Hellraiser reference in his verse. My Louisville slug on my weapon for bashing brains, leaving competition tangled in chains like I was Pinhead, a Cenobite, living at night, afraid of sunlight. Police told to shoot on sight. You think they might? If they do, I'll return fire. I love that, and just like love how he just says, just afraid of sunlight. I love how he says that in the verse. Like you can tell he's getting into what he's rapping about. Monoxide Child though. This motherfucker though. This is my favorite verse he ever spit in his career. Like, oh my god. He comes through like, tell you the truth, it's like this. Everybody can suck my dick and I can give a fuck that bitch. You ain't shit. And I'ma be the first to tell. I got your family all hostage and they burning in hell. True, I sold my soul. I never did shit with it. Well, I could give a fuck about it. So I know that I couldn't live without it. Oh my god, that's fucking hard. Like, he wrote that shit in pitch blackness right there. And, this song, as well as Die Motherfucker Die, are edited on like the island versions. So yeah, Blazy Dead Homie though, he's on the chorus on this track. He murders it too. I just love this song. I think it should get talked about more. You know, Twiztid, they rap with so much passion and energy here. And I think Scott Sumner's beat got him in that mode. Like, I still like that piano sample too, man. It's like a really abstract beat. But and there's also another alternate version on Cryptic Collection one for this song. It's like an extra crispy mix. It's basically just like a chopped and screwed version, which I don't really care for, but I had to mention it. But my God, fucking what the fuck? What a great song! And now going back to another reissue exclusive track, "Bury Me Alive." If not Blink, this would be my favorite song on the reissue. And it's got some personal nostalgic attachment to it because my pops used to play this track all the time. You know, Twiztid, they're completely embarrassing, dismembering the gay ass mainstream shit. Starts off with J spinning about like all these mainstream deals, like a tour with Limp Bizkit, and I got Blaze on the Real World cast, and I got you on the cover of Nickelodeon magazine. Then Monoxide drops in like, I don't give a fuck, right? Dead face with the eyes white. Intimidate you with my eyesight. I try to hide from the average. Every day we start static. Live with the maggots. Masters of the black magic. My sister killers with the twisted tats on their backs. Oh my God, that's a vicious verse. I know that, again, like I said about Meat Cleaver, another one of my favorite Mike Clark beats. It's a boom bap beat, just like inside and out. I love the string sample. And Madrox puts his foot down on the mainstream's next as well. Walk through an axe with the sun falls, talking through the Ouija board for predictions of the Holocaust. Give a fuck less about a video and airplay. And you go on the bridge, you get the gangsta scratches, and that's just a moment on the album that's embedded in my memory. And I got another quote from Jamie to spit on here too. When I don't give a fuck, perpetrators, you can suck my nuts. Say you bought the album, but don't know a single cut. Use a bandwagon writer, giving juggalos a bad name. We fuck you up for that, bitch. This ain't no fucking game. And at this time, there was a lot of fucking posters going around, like, because of like ICP blowing up of like Great Malenko. Jekyll Brothers was fucking huge. Like, well, they just dropped like a month before this album. But that shit still happens today, and I think people need to get their fucking cards pulled again. Like, you see these people going to Walmart, buying that unauthorized Real Box shirt, and then they can't tell you anything about, like, Old Evil Eye, 12, or Killing Fields. That's some bullshit. And also, if you're hating on ICP or Twiztid for absolutely no reason but the beef, you're a fucking poser too. I always keep it in the music. You know, fuck the bullshit, fuck the dumb shit. But man, "Bury Me Alive," what an amazing song. I love the shit they're talking on here. It's a fucking classic. And another thing that reminds me of this song is "Behind Man's Myth," when they're talking about the reissue, Mostasteless, and like getting it nationally distributed and all of that. I love that Man's Myth DVD, so I had to mention that. So that's "Bury Me Alive" on the reissue. And track 12 on the OG is another Smoke Break. I'm just gonna skip this because it's the same exact shit as the first Smoke Break. So track 12 on the reissue, we get Hound Dogs. It's the same fucking values as "Bury Me Alive." Another anti-Juggalo theme song. And this is the first time that Juggalos got to hear Blaze Dead Homie actually rap. And after ICP blew up off of Great Malenko, as I mentioned before, they were really weirded out by Fame, and it comes out on this song. You know, stop being a dick rider, don't ask for shit sign, just give daps and say what up and leave. That's what they're saying on this track. Most of my idols would rather be treated as humans anyways, you know. Monoxide brought it on this song. Ain't nothing wrong with giving me props, but acting like the punk ass cop to swing it out my nuts has gotta stop. You know, basically what I just said right there. Avante owned shit on this song though. I remember school hoes back then were like, Joe Bruce, ew. Now years pass by and now I'm a star. Now on the hoes like Joe Bruce, ah. I love that, and all I can say says, look at me, I make big pun look skinny. That's another amazing album that came out in '98, Capital Punishment. Fucking masterpiece right there. And Jay Murray's the end of the beat too, where like the drums drop out and he's just doing that "this bitch don't know riddle box" line. Great song. Dope beat by Mikey Clark as well. You know, Mike Clark was just on his shit with this record. Punk ass cops are swinging it up my nuts. I gotta stop. All right. Now we're going to track 13 on the OG, which is also on the reissue. $85 an hour featuring ICP. This also appeared on Forgotten Freshness 1 and 2, which is like where a lot of people first discovered Twiztid. Not one of the best tracks on the album, but I still like it. Mike Clark uses like the raw bass, easy rock, It Takes Two beat, which is like a cheat code in hip hop. I've always loved when Jay says, people say my vocals are up too loud, so I'm gonna turn them up louder to piss you off. Psychopathic critics are geniuses. Get off our penises. This song is basically just like a freestyle cipher with like just twisting the clowns. Jay's parts are definitely the best, and prank calls are not really that funny between the verses, but Twiztid kills our verses. Shaggy's verses is dope too, where he's like, my name's too dope, and sometimes Shaggy, sometimes Shags, and sometimes Guido. Calling out his commentator name from Shangomania, which is my favorite psychopathic home video. No. Hampton Harley Guastella, better known as Guido. And something, another, just like a footnote. ICP need to repress both of those Stringomanias on Blu-ray, because those are far out of print. You cannot get that like at all. And if you do find Stringomania, it's just the VHS. So they need to remaster those, press them up on Blu-ray, 2-disc set, and give us that shit again. But $85 an hour. It's the weakest track on the record, but still a dope song. You know, it's just freestyling and all that shit. And man, let me get another hit of water real quick, then we'll get to this last track. It takes long and I need a fucking cigarette. I can't hear. My right ear's mad whack. So shut the fuck up and listen. They'll get an ass kicking. All right. Oh my god. This is one of my favorite sign-off tracks of all time. This song defines the line between lyrics and poetry here. Renditions of reality. Jimmy Mad Jocks and Monoxide are talking about like all the hard shit we go through in life, like depression, friends and family dying, loneliness and isolation, real pain from real life experiences right here. Some of the things that sit on this track, I've adapted as mantras of mine, like Jamie Mad Jocks saying, I'm not a people person. Truth is, I can't stand too many people. That's fucking true. I can't stand people for the fucking life of me. So I love when he says that. And also, I love when he says this. Play a hating is an art of a scandalous and shifty person. Some do it also well. I'll be damned if they don't rehearse it. That's true as well. Like, people in this world would much rather fucking spread hate than spread love, which is fucking sad. Monoxide on this verse. He borrows his verse from House of Crazy's Slip Into Reality on the Head Trauma album, talking about his homie getting killed. I'm thinking about killing them all, but what's that solve? He's gonna be dead in the morning if I take the fall. Inside, I'd be so mad I finna burst. Instead of Chevys, my homie's rolling in the back of a hearse. It's like, why fucking get revenge? It's not gonna bring your loved one back to life. You're just gonna go to jail and you're gonna die soon anyways. I can relate to losing friends, man. Okay, like, I never told anyone this, but I know, it's just not something like I really care to talk about. But I had a friend pass away and I was like 12 fucking years old, man. My friend Aaron passed away back in like 2014. And let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this. Seeing your classmates walk into a funeral and crying uncontrollably is something that sticks with you. So rest easy. I'll see you in Shangri-La when I'm like decades from now. But yeah, since Monoxide mentioned that, I might as well give my story. I don't really give a fuck about talking about it, but I figured I'd mention it. No, rest easy to him. That was 12 is way too fucking old to go at. Man, that's fucked. But Paul's verse at the end of the song, at the end of the song too, hits me too, because it's like about depression and shit. I live for the night because I'll melt in the light. That's something that happens with prolonged depression. Like, you'll sleep in late and you'll stay up late. Completely out of sight for facts so unknown, so grotesque, never stated on microphones. So alone in this fucked up world that sucks dick. That's another thing that comes with depression too, loneliness and isolation. Some of the worst demons I've been fighting for years right there. And how the song ends is perfect. If I can't live my life the way I want to live my life, then why can't I die? Why can't I die? That exact line right there is something that crossed my mind during a depressive episode. Really. Twiztid's renditions of reality. It's one of the most well-written songs of all time in all genres of music. It's poetry in motion. It's 𝚂𝚙𝚎𝚌𝚕, man. On that beat, it's more. It sounds like a fucking ballad, than more like a national rap song, but in the best way possible. Like with those synths and pianos. It's a beautiful song. And I slightly prefer the Cryptic Collection one version more because it's like there's more pianos and synths and like there's reverb added to it. And this is also like one of those songs that just anyone can get into. You don't have to be a juggalo. You don't even have to be in hip hop. Like, if you just appreciate good music, you'll like this song. So, fucking renditions of reality, man. One of their best songs they ever made in their career. Yeah, and house pianos, man. Like I said, I love it. Now, on the reissue, that's where the entire album ends. But on the OG, if you fast forward to like, where is it? The 7:10 minute mark. There's a hidden track on here that's just like 3 question marks. That's what it's titled. And it's just a hidden track of Anjay telling like a story of a ninja named Jack Picklebush, aka Fat Sack Jack. And he has like an insanely big nut sack, and his boys enjoy jumping on it. Yeah, I'm like, you know how Jay just comes up with like these absurd fucking crazy shits. But it's like a story as Jack and his boys watch Monday Night Raw and get smoked out into the late hours. And throughout the story, Jay's like shouting out some numbers. And when you put them together, you get like a Twiztid hotline number. And if in case you're too retarded to figure it out, it's also in the liner notes of the OG press itself. So they're like giving it away, and it's 313-438-2812. That's the numbers on the skit. And it's a deactivated number anyways, so it's not like I'm giving out private information. It's a hotline number. But yeah, ICP's always been great at like doing those hidden tracks, like, you know, the call 313, connect the number thing like Terror Wheel, and You're a Stupid Ass and Ton of Love. That's just something they're really, really good at. But yeah, man, let me turn this down a little bit. That is Twiztid's Mostasteless. All 20 tracks from all versions, Island and OG. And in a nutshell, this is my favorite Twiztid album and my favorite Psychopathic Records album of all time. I think it's the most accessible album to like the hip hop world. It's pretty much a boom bap album with wicked shit themes. 𝚂𝚙𝚎𝚌𝚕 on the boards just hits different. His production on this record is like very unique compared to like everything else on Psychopathic and everything else in Twiztid Psychopathic catalog. Now, I wish Scott would have become like an in-house producer for the Hatchet alongside Mike Clark, Mike P, and Frisk the Cat, because I think he could have done some really amazing beats. But as far as Madrox and Untitled Child themselves, they're so fucking ruthless on this album. It's just insane. It's like almost like it's just so they're just so straight with it, like how they come with their raps on this album. They're saying shit on here like even Island had to censor. Like I said, like on fucking die motherfucker die and what the fuck. And Mostasteless is also my favorite era of Twiztid. The looks were fucking amazing. With the black hoodies and the camo pants and the sneakers. Also in '99 with the spiral legs and milk white eyes debuting with the fucking black powder over the eyes, doing the vampire look. I think my favorite look of theirs overall is probably Mirror Mirror. I mean, Madrox had like those 4 long spiral legs. Monoside just had like that scruffy 5 o'clock with the spiked hair. But this is my favorite era of theirs because they did some other great shit with Big Money Hustlers as Big Stank and Lil Poot. They were the stars of that show, but Juggalos won't admit that now. But and another thing they did, well, at least one person did, was Stranglemania 2, and Jimmy Madrox joined Diamond Donovan Douglas, better known as 3D, and Guido on commentary as referee Luscious Johnny Stark. because Jamie Madrox, he loves wrestling too. And at the beginning of that tape, there's also an ad for Mostasteless, which is in the description. You can check that out if you haven't seen it. But if you're a Juggalo, I'm sure you have. And again, they need to remaster and repress those Jungle Manias because those are a big part of me right there. Now, the $1 million question that everybody asks until the end of time and space. Which one do I prefer? The 1998 original or the 1998 reissue? The answer is the OG. This is my Mostasteless. This is the one I go to when I just want to listen to like only one version of the album because when I usually want to listen to Mostasteless, I make a playlist of like all the songs from OGs and the reissues. I just take out the smoke breaks. But yeah, I mean this is my Mostasteless right here. The Hoodies and the Portal. My shit. My favorite psychopathic album of all time. It's in my top 15 albums of all time as well. I love this record. And that's going to be my review for Twiztid Mostasteless. It turns 25 years old on August 4th this year. Happy early 25th to this fucking masterpiece. Both versions, as well as the 99 reissue. Classic album right here. So thank y'all for watching. Make sure to like this shit if you enjoyed it. Share it, subscribe, and all that. And in the description, if you want to keep that Twiztid high going, I just ranked their albums from Psychopathic Records run from 98 to 2012. I included this, Mirror Mirror, and all their other studio albums. So go check that out. And until then, I'm Resin, over and out of this bitch. Keep it twisted.